First and foremost, these don't come easy. These are hard to get, man. Conference championships are hard to get because, like I told the guys in the locker room, every team in college basketball, all 365, when they meet on day one, right, that's their goal. And but I'm not sure. I forget the exact number of leagues there is in college basketball, but around 20, whatever it is, only that many people get one of these, and it's just a huge credit to my staff and these players. Said it time and time again, I've got the best staff in the country, the hardest working staff in the country. They pour into these young men every single day. They leave no stone unturned. They love what they do. And then most importantly, these players. Recruited every single one of them with this vision. Was fortunate enough to win one with him last year. And then when I got here, I said it in my press conference. I said it to anybody that would listen. We're going to win one of these this year. I told CJ, I said, CJ, if you stick around and you stay here with me and play for me, we're going to get one of these. And really proud to do that. Tulane's a good basketball team, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy today, and we just played really, really well. And, Tulane's going to be right there in the mix in the conference tournament. They're well coached. Obviously, preseason player of the year, Rowan Brumbaugh, is a really tough guard. I thought our guys did a phenomenal job in both games. These are probably two of his lowest scoring games on the year. But I'm proud of our effort, start to finish. When you've got an opportunity to clinch with four games left or 3 games left or whatever the case may be, some immature teams can get a little goofy, right? Like, hey, we win one, we get a share. Our guys have kept the main thing the entire time, and that's holding ourselves to the standard that we set when we started this season. And I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I've been doing this for 18 years, and this is no disrespect to any group I've ever coached before. But this group is so special because they're so selfless. They work extremely hard. We've had 0 off-the-court distractions, issues. Highest team GPA in program history. They're about all the right things. And I say those things because to win one of these, it takes all of that. You could have a ton of talent, but to get one of these, it takes all the things I just mentioned. And we have that with this group. And super proud of the leadership of both of these guys. But I'll end with this. This is phenomenal, and we're excited. But we're not done. And first and foremost, I don't like to share. So we don't want to share this with anybody. We don't want anybody else in this league hanging a banner. And so we're going to go handle business in these next 2 games to make sure that happens. But second, we've got more goals, and we're going to continue to work every day to obtain those goals. And then lastly, our fan base was phenomenal. It's just our home atmosphere is unbelievable. We've been around the entire league. There's nothing else like this right now. And so I'm really appreciative of our student section, SoFlo Rodeo leading the charge there, and then everybody else that came out to support this team. It really makes South Florida basketball a tough place to play. So with that, we'll take questions.
For CJ, obviously you stuck around, so you can talk about how meaningful this is to you and how this season has been for you overall.
It means a lot. Coach Amir came in and won one, and he promised me that he'll win one with me again, but sadly he passed. So it just means a lot being able to achieve this goal and do it with people that I love, me and new faces. Like, I learned to grow a new family.
How have you grown this year? Obviously, being a returning player, a lot of new players, you had to help, become a part of the flow and all that. If you could talk about how you've grown in that regard off the court.
Yeah, I had to grow up a lot, mature a lot, thanks to B. Hodge right here.
B. Hodge, huh? B. Hodge. See, we're still maturing.
Yeah, I think I grew up a lot. Stepped into the point guard role and being more vocal and like a leader trying to be. So it's good.
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad CJ gave that answer. None of this is possible without Coach Amir, and it's very much so one of the main reasons I took this job. Coach Amir laid a foundation here that showed college basketball that this was possible at South Florida. I heard this is the 2nd conference championship in the history of South Florida basketball, and he won the first. And so Coach Amir laid a foundation here. and we're building on that rock-solid foundation that he laid. And everything we do every day is to honor Coach. And I know that he's proud right now, and we're going to continue to work to honor him even more.
For both players, and start with you. You've won 7 in a row now. What has happened since the beginning of February? Has this team just gelled?
I would say our dedication and hard work. Like we dropped a lot of games this conference, and so like every game that we lost, like it wasn't never like a blowout. It was always a close game, and it's just like the little things. And so the start of February, like we all dialed in and wanted to focus on all the little things. And like they all, like both of them said, like we all love one another. And so it's just like the selflessness that we all have is just like it's incredible, and it just allows us to go on this winning streak and to continue to keep going and grounding.
Yeah, definitely the hard work. Had some long film sessions and some heart-to-heart talks. And if we don't lose those games earlier in the season, we probably wouldn't be where we are now. So it's a blessing and a curse.
Izaiyah, this is your second time winning a regular season conference championship. What is the difference between this group and the group you had at Arkansas State, you would say?
I would say this group, we know our roles. A lot of my last year groups didn't know their roles or didn't want to play a role, and so it was just like everybody came in and we all knew our roles, and so we all just focused on doing our jobs and focusing on the main things to help us all win.
CJ, start with you and then let Ted say it. You are now just hanging around. You're the one guy that's still here, kind of the glue. And when you look at what's happened, I mean, you've been through a lot, Coach Amir and everything. How important is this today?
Things have to get worse before they get better. So I just give glory to God, and it's written. He has a plan for me, so I just trust his plan.
And you came in on the back end. How important was it to see what was set up here?
It was amazing. Like coming in here, like me, Coach Amir used to coach like 10-15 minutes from my house, and he actually recruited me, but I decided not to go to KSU with him because I knew that I could not be close to home. And so like the simple fact that me not being able to play under him, but like seeing like the foundation that he has built at the University of South Florida, and then me being able to come here not being under him but like still feeling his energy, it just brings something into me that's like I didn't play for him, but it's like I'm playing for him.
Izaiyah, you had another dominating performance on the glass. You obviously didn't have your big man counterpart in Damian Collins today, off the bench or even right by you on the court. Did you feel more obligated to attack the glass more than you usually do?
Yeah, I keep the same mindset. Not having DC was a big part, so it's just like the guys that we have on the bench, they had to step up. So like Zerk, he had to step up today and things like that. But we go get DC back healthy, and he gonna come back and make a big difference too.
Speaking of stepping up, can you guys talk about Gavin Hightower's performance? I mean, there wasn't anything he did not do out there tonight.
His head's big enough. We don't need to talk about Gavin. Right? He'll let y'all know. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
No, he's been great. Being in the gym after practice and putting in extra hours is definitely started to pay off for him. And all I can do is root for him, like such a good person.
Yes, freshman coming in, he probably wasn't thinking like, oh, he would be playing big minutes or these important minutes as a freshman. And so the simple fact that he is growing every single game and every single day, it's just good to see that we can allow somebody that young to come in and help us out on the court.
You can give him the silent treatment the rest of the day.
Anybody that's in the play-by-play business, you're in jeopardy of your job because while Gavin's out there, every move he makes, every basket he scores, he is verbally doing a play-by-play while he's doing it. Like I'm going by you. Oh, layup. I mean, he's letting the other team and his teammates know what's happening.
Izaiyah, back to you again. Coach talked about this. This is a selfless team. Doesn't matter who scores, does it?
Nah, it really doesn't, because it's just like Coach recruited everybody that can score the ball. So it's just like we don't have a guy that's going to come in here and drop 30 every single night. So it's just like one guy can go off, then another guy can go off. So it's just like when we know who has that hot hand, we try to feed the hot hand the most.
Yeah, just the same thing. We all put in the work. We all trust one another. So if it's not my day, it might be Izaiyah's day, it might be Josh's day. So we just
You
trust
get hot,
each
you're
other.
getting the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, last one for the players.
For both players, just how important is it to not stay satisfied? Obviously, winning a conference championship is awesome, but a lot left more to accomplish.
Yeah, it's pretty well. I would say it's pretty easy because it's just like we already knew, like Coach said, we're coming in here to win this and win it in the regular season. And so it's just like we had this on our checkbook, and so we'll check it off, and now it's on to the next. So it's like as soon as we leave here and go home and stuff, like our mindset's already switched on to finishing out the last 2 games against a good Memphis team and then another good Charlotte team, and then going to the conference tournament and going to win those 2 games too.
Yeah, just not being complacent and just working every day. Practice still being intense, still getting treatment, recovery, lifting weights, everything's the same.
Coach, I'm going to take it back to right before the 16-minute break, the second half. You have a possession, 8 passes, the ball doesn't hit the floor, you make a 3. That's a perfect description of your guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that selflessness I talked about. We're so unselfish, and you know, it leads me to one of my biggest, probably one of the things I'm most proud of with this group is with the transfer portal, to get 15 young men in here on the same page with clearly identified roles is really, really hard to do, and that's something that we haven't had to fight at all as a coaching staff, and it's just really a blessing. It says a lot about their character, because if you think about it, if you're a young man, when you go in the transfer portal and you're going to go find your next destination, most guys aren't saying, I'm going to go in the transfer portal to go find a place where I can be a role guy, right? Everybody wants to go to the spot where they can be the guy, and